You are 23 years old and you do not know what is in the cooler. That is the first thing they tell you. Not what it contains, not where it goes, only that it is cold, that it is urgent, and that the route takes 4 hours if you drive exactly the speed limit. Not 5 over, not 5 under. Exactly the limit. Invisibility is arithmetic. The man who hired you has a name you were never given. You call him nothing at all. He calls you on a number registered to a person who does not exist, and when the call ends, it ends. No callback, no confirmation text. You drive, you deliver, you go home. 3,000 rupees for a 4-hour round trip. Cash. Left in the glove compartment of your own car before you even get in. You found this work the way most people find it, through the absence of any other option. A cousin's contact, a whispered conversation behind a dhaba outside Lucknow where the highway narrows and the trucks idle in columns, their engines breathing diesel into the dark. Someone mentioned a job that required silence and a clean license. You had both. You didn't have much else. The first cooler is a standard medical transport box. White polypropylene, blue latches, the biohazard sticker is faded at the edges, which means it has been used before. You do not open it. You were not told not to open it. They didn't need to say that. The instruction was already printed somewhere behind your sternum from the moment you accepted the envelope. You put it in the trunk. You feel its weight through the floor of the car. You drive. The highway at 2 in the morning is a different country. Trucks run the center lane like slow, indifferent gods. The tarmac is the same everywhere. Cracked at the shoulders, smoother in the middle, alive with the tiny percussion of pebbles under your tires. You keep the radio off, not because they told you, because the silence feels like discipline, and discipline, right now, is all you have. You deliver it to a gate on the outer edge of a private hospital campus. A man in scrubs meets you at the service entrance. He doesn't make eye contact, he signs nothing. He takes the cooler, and you watch it disappear through a door that swings shut with the hydraulic finality of something designed to seal. You are back on the highway before 3 a.m. Your phone shows a missed call from no number, which means the delivery was confirmed. 3,000 rupees appear in the glove compartment. You don't ask how. Phase 2, the ascent. By month 4, you know 3 routes. Route 1 is the city loop. Hospital to facility to private address within a 40-kilometer radius. 2 hours maximum. Usually a kidney, though you don't know that yet with certainty. The cooler for this route weighs between 3 and 5 kilograms depending on packing, and it is always pre-chilled to 4 degrees Celsius. You can feel the cold through the lid when you load it. Route 2 goes north. 6 hours. Pre-dawn departure, delivery before sunrise. On Route 2, the cooler is larger, packed in a secondary insulated bag, and the timeline is tighter. You are told, the one time they tell you anything about contents, that the window is 4 hours from time of packing. After 4 hours, the delivery is worthless. The word they use is worthless. You hold that word for a long time driving north, watching the clock on your dashboard. Route 3 is irregular. You receive it 2 hours before departure. It always pays double. By month 7, you stop wondering what is in the coolers. This is not numbness, it is prioritization. Your mind has assessed the information available to it and determined that knowing is a liability with no operational benefit. The coolers are cold, the deliveries are timed, the routes are fixed. Every other variable is outside your control, which means every other variable does not exist for the purpose of getting the job done. This is the first lesson the system teaches without teaching it. You absorb it the way you absorb the cold air from the trunk every time you open it at a checkpoint, quickly and without discussion. You are given a second phone in month 8. The second phone is for a new contact. This one speaks less than the first. He sends only coordinates and departure times. You learn that this is a promotion. By the end of year 1, you are earning 42,000 rupees a month. This is more than your father made in 3 months at the textile mill. You buy a better car. Nothing flashy, a used sedan, silver, 4 years old, the kind that no one photographs from the side of the road. You have it serviced every 6 weeks regardless of mileage. Reliable is invisible. Broken down is the end. You learn to calibrate. 40 rupees at this toll, 80 at the one near the bypass, 200 folded into a license at the checkpoint outside the district border. You do not hand it over. You set it on the dash as you reach for your documents, and by the time you look back, the folded note is gone.
No transaction occurred. A courtesy was extended. The barrier rises. You are ascending. Though the word feels wrong for something so horizontal, so gray, so devoid of ceremony, there is no moment of arrival. There is only the next route, the next cooler, the next pre-dawn departure. Year 2.5. You know 11 checkpoints by name. Not official names, but the names the route gives them. The sleepy one, the coffee checkpoint, the one near the mango grove where the officer changes shifts at 4:45 precisely. You time your passes accordingly. If you hit the mango grove between 4:30 and 5:10, you get the old man who wants a cigarette, not cash. Cigarettes are cleaner. Cigarettes disappear. Cash leaves a residue of anxiety in everyone who touches it. This is what they mean by creative compliance. It is not creativity, it is archaeology. You excavate the human behavior around you, the habits, the hungers, the small corruptions that ordinarily working people carry into their ordinary working nights. And you use what you find. The system runs on the gap between what the rules say and what the people enforcing them need at 3 in the morning. You never deviate from a route without authorization. Once in month 19, you hit flooding on Route 2 near the bridge outside Hardaway. You called the second phone. The second phone told you to wait. You waited 1 hour and 40 minutes on the shoulder of a dark highway with a cooler in your trunk, losing temperature in slow, irreversible degrees. The decision to reroute came 17 minutes before the window closed. You made the delivery with 11 minutes to spare. You do not think about what happens when a delivery is missed. It is not something discussed, but you understand it at a cellular level. The word worthless again applied now not to a failed delivery, but to you. The unspoken rules are precise. Carry nothing in the cabin. The cooler is always in the trunk. Never wear medical or uniform adjacent clothing. Drive a personal vehicle, never a van, never anything that reads transport. You do not stop for food on a route. Eat before, urinate before. A stop is a memory. You do not want to be anyone's memory. The prices of things. A clean routing tip, 800 rupees. A forged temperature log which you begin carrying in month 22, 1,500 rupees, and you source them through a contact you have never met, whose documents arrive inside a newspaper left at a specific chai stall outside the bus depot every second Thursday. A bribe at an unscheduled checkpoint is variable, always in the range of 200 to 500 rupees, depending on the officer's posture. You can read posture now. It is a language with a very small vocabulary. Hungry, tired, ambitious, afraid. The last one is the most dangerous and also the most manageable. Afraid men want the problem to leave. You make yourself the solution to the problem by being unremarkable and leaving. Month 26. A new contact. He replaces the second phone entirely. The new man gives you a number, a code phrase for route confirmations, and one instruction that the others never gave you. He says if you are ever detained, the cooler was found in your vehicle. You purchased it from an unknown man at a roadside market. You did not know the contents. You were curious. You opened it. You panicked. You were going to call the police. You rehearsed this story for 3 days. You never need it. But the act of rehearsing it changes something. Before, the work was a set of physical actions performed in darkness. Now it has a narrative, a fictional self who did not know, who was innocent, who was afraid. You carry this fictional self alongside the real one. They ride in the front seat. They do not speak. Year 3. Your mother asks twice in the same month what exactly you do. The first time you say logistics. The second time you say medical logistics, which is more accurate and therefore more dangerous, and you do not say it again. After that, when she asks, you say the same thing you always say. The same company, the same routes, same as always. She stops asking somewhere around the 6-month mark of year 3, and you notice the moment she stops, the way you notice a sound only after it has ceased. You have a woman you see on the weekends. Her name is Priya, and she has a warmth that feels some nights like standing next to a fire that you are not allowed to touch. She asks you questions about your week, and you answer them with the fictional self. Vague routes, vague clients, long drives, tired. She accepts this because people accept what they are given when the alternative is a confrontation neither person is ready for. She does not push. You are grateful and you are ashamed of your gratitude. You stop calling friends from before the work. Not deliberately, there is simply nothing to say that does not require lying, and lying requires energy, and your energy is precision rationed for the routes. You lie to Priya. You lie to your mother. You lie to the officers at the checkpoints. You have nothing left for anyone else. The isolation does not arrive dramatically. It builds the way cold builds inside a poorly insulated space, gradually from the edges, until you realize one day that the center has been cold for a while and you simply stopped noticing. You work at night and sleep in the mornings. Your schedule inverts, and with it the world. The people you know live in daylight. You live in the hours between midnight and 6 a.m., where the highway runs quiet and the conversations are commercial transactions performed without eye contact. Year 3, month 4, you begin to feel the roots in your body. Your lower back registers the highway north before you check the calendar. Your right hand, which rests on the gear shift for hours at a time, develops a stillness it carries even off route, a readiness that passes for calm in ordinary company. People comment on how composed you seem. You do not explain composure. For you is operational.
Year 4, month 7. They retire you. That is the word your contact uses. Not fired, not terminated. Retired. It carries the courtesy of bureaucratic euphemism. You have completed enough routes that the system has derived sufficient value from your precision and your silence, and now you are a liability that has reached its coefficient of risk. Someone newer has come in. Someone who does not know what is in the cooler yet. You receive a final payment, larger than a usual delivery. You do not count it in front of anyone. You receive a phone number to call if anyone ever asks questions about you or your routes. A number that, you understand, does not lead anywhere useful for you, but leads somewhere very specific for the people protecting themselves from you. You do not call it. You take the money, you take the second phone to a field outside the city and break it against a concrete post. 2 clean snaps, and leave the pieces in separate drainage ditches 3 kilometers apart. You go home. In the days that follow, you find that you have developed no skills that transfer. You drove precisely. You arrived on time. You maintained composure under observation. None of these translate into a resume entry. None of them survive daylight. You are 31 years old, and you have 4 years of work that does not exist. Priya is gone. That ended 8 months ago, quietly, in the way that things end when one person has been a stranger for long enough that the other finally stops waiting for them to return. Your mother has her routines. You have yours. You sleep through the mornings from habit and wake in the afternoons to a city that is warm and bright and moving. And you feel, in some precise and specific way, like a man standing on the other side of a very thick pane of glass. You think about the roadblock. Not every day, but with a regularity that mimics a route. You think about the officer who handed back the log, about the 4 kilometers of held breath, about the shoulder of the highway and the question that arrived in the stillness. You think about who taught you not to ask. And here is the thing about systems, the real ones, the ones built on cold chains and silence and the distance between a rule and its enforcement. They do not notice your departure. The routes were never yours. The checkpoints have already adapted to a new car, a new face, a new man who keeps the radio off and wears no uniform and carries temperature logs that say everything and disclose nothing. The cooler is already in transit. The window is already counting down. Somewhere on the highway north, a silver sedan holds its speed at exactly the legal limit. Invisible in the way that precision is always invisible. Moving through the dark hours between midnight and dawn, where the only conversations are the ones that leave no record. The system continues. The question that arrived on the shoulder of the highway continues too. You carry both. Neither resolves. That is, in the end, the only honest exit there is. Not absolution, not justice, not even regret sharp enough to name. Just the weight of a fact you can no longer unfeel. Moving through you the way cold moves through a poorly insulated space. From the edges,
until the center. The cooler shifts. Time is always bleeding